foreign aid. That's the motion they're debating on. We have ABBOH Francis Helen. ABBOH Francis Helen is from Government Science Secondary School, Piakasa, Maitama. She's 15-year-old. Welcome.
Thank you, ma.
And we have ABBOH KEREN EBIOJO from Government Science and Technical College, Gariki, 14. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Ladies, are you ready?
Yes, ma.
All right, remember, the rules it's still the same. 3 minutes for your presentation, 3 minutes for your rebuttal, 3 minutes for your closing, and dear God, I hope you know what a rebuttal is. You've gone through round 32. So we're not going to do a refresher course. So make it worth our while as you choose your side. So who's
you can
supporting?
open the paper and let us know what side you're picking.
I support the motion.
What's your name?
Helen.
Helen
And-
supports.
Yes. And you?
I beg to differ.
What's your name?
ABBOH KEREN EBIOJO.
All right.
All right, so there we have it. ABBOH KEREN EBIOJO begs to differ. ABBOH Francis Helen supports the motion that Nigeria can develop without foreign aid. Are we ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Helen, your time starts now.
Thomas Sankara once said, self-reliance and self-sufficiency is the greatest form of freedom you can have in Nigeria today. Can Nigeria function if we borrow away all our resources instead of harnessing our wealth, fighting corruption, and creating a debt-free future for our future generation? With this, I bid a good morning to the venerable judges, accurate timekeeper, my moderator, my co-debater, and everyone listening in. I am ABBOH Helen from Government Science Secondary School, Maitama, here to stand my ground for the motion which states Nigeria can develop without Nigerian loans. To begin with, Nigeria possesses vast natural resources, from the 200 trillion cubic feet of natural gas down to the 27 trillion barrels of oil. Nigeria is loaded, and proper management, we can be able to make sure that we develop our nation in safe hands. Furthermore, Nigeria's agricultural sector contributes more than 25% to our GDP, employing more than 70% of Nigeria's population. Did you know that the Anchor's Borers program has boosted rice production, ensuring to reduce importation of rice by 90%, demonstrating the effectiveness of domestic revenue? Moreover, the tech industry in Nigeria today has greatly improved as it contributes more than $1.2 billion to Nigeria's GDP, making Lagos Africa's top tech hub. Companies like Flutterwave and Paystack is contributing to innovation and entrepreneurship, showing the world that they can drive development without foreign loans. Most importantly, according to the World Bank, Nigeria's saving rate stands at 70% of our GDP, as companies and organizations like the Nigerian Pension Fund saves more than 15 trillion naira in assets, and our banking sector saves more than 40 trillion naira in deposits. With all these savings, we can use it to fund our infrastructure and better Nigeria. In addition, we could also have Nigerians in diaspora to contribute to the GDP. As at last year, Nigerians in diaspora contributed $20 billion to our GDP, according to CBN, and this could make Nigeria truly self-reliant. More so, Nigerians could also help in private-public partnerships. Dangote's refinery was funded by Dangote's refinery was partly funded by private-public partnerships. From the Lagos Blue Rail Line down to the Lagos-Ibadan expressways, down to the second Niger Bridge, all of these were funded by partnerships. At the same time, Nigeria's tax to GDP ratio is extremely low at 6%, but we could spike it up to Africa's average at 70%. We could collect enough revenue to make Nigeria's average budget to be at 30 trillion naira annually. Equally important, Nigeria could also... Thank you.
All right, that's ABBOH Francis Helen bringing on the fire in her opening presentation. ABBOH KEREN EBIOJO is next. Are you ready for your opening?
And your time starts now.
Madam Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, accurate time keeper. My name is ABBOH KEREN EBIOJO from Center of Knowledge, Government and Technical College. I'm here to oppose the motion which says that Nigeria can develop without this foreign loan. actually Nigeria cannot develop without this foreign loan, because this foreign loan play a very crucial role in this our current economy. Here are some key reasons in which I say Nigeria cannot develop without foreign loan. First, we have the infrastructural development. This is the area where Nigeria needs investment in sources such as road, railways, electricity, and also water supply. Then they need funding out of this foreign loan in which they get from borrowing from other countries and also borrowing from wide range of banks. They need this. In further explanation is that the resources in which we get from this our community or from this our country is not enough to be able to is not enough to be able to build and also get diverse development in our community. So therefore, this remaining resources will not be enough to be able to pay individuals that are working under the government sector, teachers working on that education aspect. So therefore, we need to borrow loan from other foreign countries and also foreign banks to be able to fund these resources and also attract investors into our community. In addition, we have the budget deficits in reducing shortfalls. If you check in our current community, Nigeria faced diverse shortfalls due to fluctuation of oil prices. If you actually check in this Nigeria economy, you see that we have less domestic resources, whereby we earn less. If we're able to borrow foreign loans from other countries and also from their banks, we'll be able to add it to this little income in which we have to meet, so that we'll be able to meet up with the demands in which the community tends to put in our faces. Furthermore, we have the economic diversification. This tends to reduce the reliance on foreign. This tends to reduce the reliance on only one sector of education. That is oil funding. It helps to be able to advance our course into tapping other resources, agriculture, manufacturing, and also tourism. With this, we need to collect foreign loans from other countries and also banks to be able to fund and also start capitals in order to develop this agricultural development and also improve our manufacturing industries. Lastly, this implies that in aspects such as infrastructure, refineries, economic growth in our economy, we need the funding of this foreign loan in diverse ways of our economy, so that it leads to the development of our country. All thanks to this foreign loan, which helps in the diverse development of our country, Nigeria. With this, I hope I'll be able to burst the bubble of confusion and to sway into believing that Nigeria cannot develop without foreign development or foreign loan. Thank you very much.
All right, we'd get to find out what the judges make of their opening presentations, 3 minutes each, as we warm them up for their rebuttal. Remember, you can join us on Facebook and YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja, on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Abuja, on X we're at Nigeria Info Abuja. Ladies, are you ready for your rebuttal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Before you go on, please breathe so we can make out what you're saying. You're rushing through your points, and we're losing out a couple of things that you were saying. So please take your time.
Okay.
Make your points so we can understand you.
No, don't take too much of your time, but take your time.
Yes. All right. We're ready, and your time starts now.
Standing on this same protocol in ABBOH Helen from Government Science Secondary School Metama, here to oppose my opponent's points. My opponent mentioned infrastructure, how our budget today is deficit and cannot cope with Nigeria's infrastructural gap. But let me tell you something. Nigeria today runs public-private partnerships, as I mentioned earlier, and these have been able to help us build almost every infrastructure we need today, from railways to bridges to roads, all funded by the relationship between public and private partnerships in Nigeria today. Foreign loans themselves also come with high interest rates, choking Nigerians who are supposed to be benefiting from these foreign loans. You also mentioned a budget deficit, that the revenue generated from it is not enough. But let me tell you something, that was in the past. If you look at the world today, especially with the creation of NNPC, this removed government interference, reducing it and ensuring that corruption does not occur. Meaning that these loans are not exactly used, as corruption is actually making the loans to be diverted and not going to the proper infrastructure, making our budget to be deficit, as you were saying earlier. Economic diversification. You mentioned that if money is spread into different areas, it could better economy from tourism to agriculture. But agriculture is actually not sustainable because it deals with climate change. And how many youths today engage in agriculture? You did not give an exact number. You moved on to manufacturing industry. You gave no substantial evidence. Even onto refineries, you gave no substantial evidence. Manufacturing industries today are suffering because most of them rely on foreign loans. Dangote's refinery, one of the most common examples, was partly financed by PPPs, showing the fact that without PPPs, Nigeria would not prosper the way it does today. Further exhausting my opponent's point, I would like to mention my own point. History. They say that experience is the best teacher. So why don't we learn from the experiences of other countries like China and India, where they have entered into using domestic revenue in order to make their economy better and safer? Have you heard about China's green belt revolution and India's green revolution? All of these have helped in making and boosting their economic growth. Corruption. This is another very substantial point. As even when these foreign loans are being brought into Nigeria, they do not end up going to where they are needed because they are being swindled from one place to another by corruption. So my dear opponents, I hope you understand that in the end, even when foreign loans are being brought to Nigeria, they never actually get to their source. They end up stopping in either one person's hand or another person's hand, preventing them from reaching their original destination and being used by the economy. But with PPPs, and natural resources and agri and technology and all my points mentioned above, we can be able to make sure that we harness the wealth and increase Nigeria's economy, Nigeria's revenue, and ensure that Nigeria grows bigger and better every single year. Thank you.
All right, the rebuttal round started off with Mary, who supports the motion that Nigeria can develop without foreign loans. Let's get to find out what ABBOH KEREN EBIOJO has to say.
And your time starts now.
To stand on the Association Protocol, I'm by name ABBOH KEREN EBIOJO. Like what my co-debater once said, corruption does not occur. Let me tell you something. The embezzlement of this natural resources still goes on in our either by the government or by the government officials. You want to see that it helps in the development of the nation. Does it mean that when we're stranded in this economy, borrowing from others banks and also from other foreign countries does not help in the development of this nation? No, it actually helps the development of this nation. Now let me ask you a question. What if these resources in which we get from our current economy and current Nigeria has been exhausted in the diverse development of our country, and there's not enough resources for us to be able to pay individuals such as pensioners, civil servants, and so on? What do you think we should do? Are we not supposed to collect funds from other of this development? You also mentioned the part whereby it helps in agriculture and also in agriculture, tourism, and so on and so forth. These resources in which you want to develop without foreign loans, such as agriculture, they need money to be able to start this capital, for them to be able to start this capital. So therefore, we need foreign loan to be able to start this capital. Now, I'm not country on your point again and continue on my point. This foreign loan helps in the diverse way of our economy. It helps us when we're stranded. It helps us when we don't know what to do and help us wherever we tend to stand. However, this foreign loan, people look at it as a very risky thing, but it's not risky. If you are less ignorant and you go in collecting this foreign loan, if you go in collecting this foreign loan, and if you are not ignorant, you'll be able to make good and useful, and you'll be able to make good use of this foreign loan. But I was so saying is that in every aspect of this Nigerian resources, we need foreign loan so that it can be able to back us up when we don't know what to do and when we're stranded. With this, I hope I'll be able to convince you without an iota of doubt that Nigeria can actually survive with foreign loan. Thank you.
And was she able to convince you about that? Standing on our part, begging to differ that Nigeria can develop without foreign loan? Well, the polls are up on X, on Twitter. You can go let us know what you make of our debaters there. Your opinion polls, opinion counts here. So keep voting online. X at Nigeria Info Abuja. Let's know what you make of the debate so far. And we are here at the finals for the first set of debaters for the round of 16. ABBOH Francis Helen of Government Science Secondary School, Piakasa Meitam, and ABBOH KEREN EBIOJO from Government Science and Technical College, Gariki. And we'll get back to ABBOH Francis Helen as you give us your closing argument, that is.
Your time starts now.
Standing on existing protocols, I remain ABBOH Helen from Government Science Secondary School, Maitama, here to deliver the final blow to my opponent's accused. My opponent mentioned that corruption does not occur in foreign loans, but it can also occur in agricultural produce. My dear opponent, you are purely mistaken, as corruption mainly occurs when it comes to things of money. You also mentioned that natural resources can be exhausted. But let me tell you something. Why do you think they are called natural resources? It means they are God-given. It means God gave us free of charge. They dwell in our land, from oil to agriculture. All of these things come from the ground, and therefore they are called something called renewable resources. If we keep borrowing and borrowing and borrowing, we are subjecting our future generations to a lifetime of debt. Imagine waking up one morning and your mother is on her deathbed and she tells you that she's owing more than 30 billion people in the world today, more than 1 billion naira each. How do you expect to pay? Money, you also mentioned that how exactly is Nigeria supposed to meet up with immediate demands? This money can also be generated from domestic revenue. Nigeria has a lot of rich people. Nigeria has our resources. We can also, and I keep stressing my point, public-private partnerships. This has really helped us. It has shown immense potential, and it will continue to show immense potential in many aspects. Let's be real. Can we survive in a world full of debt in a country like Nigeria? My dear opponents, I believe I have distinguished and extinguished all of your points. So moving on to my own points. My opponent's claims are clearly baseless, and so I would like to move on to my own points. Poverty. If you look at our world today, foreign loans do not get to rural areas. They stop in the hands of government officials due to corruption, leading to a very high rate of poverty in rural areas. As where they're supposed to reach education, agriculture, infrastructure, they end up staying at the top level and never getting to the grassroots. Neglect. Many areas in Nigeria today suffer from severe neglect. Foreign loans coming in thousands, in $170 billion, but none of them ever get to people living in rural urban areas. And additionally, the youth population can be greatly used in boosting Nigeria's economy. Nigeria has a very large amount of youth, up to 20 million or so, but how many of them actually know about these foreign loans? How many of them actually understand or have even seen or tasted their share of the national cake of foreign loans? But they know that they have a hope. If they can invest in entrepreneurship and innovation, they can greatly boost Nigeria's economy. Have you heard of Flutterwave or Paystack? All of these are tech startups that are helping Nigeria today, boosting our economy and creating a better and safer world for us. Let's be real. Can Nigeria keep destroying and uselessing and neglecting our wealth? Can we keep reducing our resources? Instead, let us stop throwing away our future and start taking control now. Thank you.
Alrighty, so Karen, we've heard all sides. ABBOH Francis Helen Ebo, we've heard all your argument, your presentation, your rebuttal. We just heard your closing. We're now turn to ABBOH KEREN EBIOJO. You've got 3 minutes, ma'am.
And your time starts now.
To stand on the Assumption Protocol, I'm back again to finalize my point. We say that Nigeria cannot develop without foreign loan. To begin with the social services and human capital development, this Nigeria needs investment in infrastructure such as education, healthcare, and also in social welfare, whereby they need this fund out of foreign loan. Take for instance, these resources, this natural resources, which we get from our country, Nigeria, has been exhausted by business of diverse development of infrastructures. Diverse infrastructures and leaving government officials and people under these government sectors unpaid. Does this mean that government is not going to pay them? This is why we need foreign loans to be able to help the government when stranded. Now, my opponents say that this foreign loan destroys our current economy. But if you look at this aspect, if the government is stranded and don't know what to do, it leads to the much more destruction and looking down on the government. However, My second point states that private sector growth and job creation. If you look at this foreign loan, they actually come with foreign direct investors, whereby it helps in the elaboration of business and also job creation and the overall economic growth, and also the development of economic growth. If we look at this our current economy, you see that foreign loan is being used in diverse ways. If you are less ignorant before collecting this foreign loan, you see that it helps us in various and in a very sequential way. Now, my last point is that stabilizing and the exchange rate. If we're able to stabilize our exchange rate, this will help us to increase and improve on our foreign exchange and also foreign conservation. This implies that no matter what we do, we need foreign loan to help back up these government policies, because she said that corruption often happens, and she also said that I don't know the meaning of natural resources. Actually, these natural resources are got it from the ground, but have you forgotten that before they can get into use, they can be embezzled by these government officials? Have you forgotten the country that you come from, whereby there's theft and also reduction of resources in this our current country. So I stand on my feet to say that I bet to differ on the fact that Nigeria cannot survive without foreign loan. Thank you very much.
Alrighty, they try to convince you. And some people, I'm sure you got confused at one point, not from either, I'm not speaking about, it's to convince you their side of the debate, to support or to differ on the motion that Nigeria can develop without foreign loans. Well, the judges are putting numbers together, but we've got one of the judges with us in the studio, Olivia Diction George. Olivia, what do you make of the pronunciation of words and diction?
Yes. So I'm going to start with you, Helen. So that word is population and contribution as well, not popu or contribute. Okay, population and contribution, also contribute. Okay, and then I heard you say your TH words. You kept misusing them, so you don't use your the sound and your the sound in words like 30, something, these, that. Okay, you didn't use them at all. Then I heard you say oil. Yeah, that word is oil, not oil. Okay, and because of all of these, and I heard you say so many other words in a way that pleased me, so you got a 2.5 over 3. And then Karen, over to you. Yes, so the word is develop and development. You kept saying development. Okay. So develop, development, borrow and not borrow, economy, not economy. Wherever you said that, natural, not nature, natural resources. And then, yes, your TH words as well, the th sound, as the voiceless TH and the voiced TH sound, you kept misusing that. In fact, you didn't use them as well at all. So that gave you, overall, your diction and your eloquence and everything, you got a 2 over 3. Okay. Then 2.5 over 3 for Helen.
All right, so the diction judge is done. Let's get the final outcome from our judges. While we wait, let's look at some of your comments. Philip Sunday on YouTube says, you don't need any foreign loan. We need leaders who would not embezzle what we have. Do you know how much comes into FIRS alone? I don't. You tell me. Well, I know if I Google, I'll get the latest.
Yes, and there is fire in the studio. They borrow and loot it back to their pocket is what Gumpale Solomon is saying. Tell them to calm down before they forget their points, is what Austin Ali says. Goes on to state that if not for corruption and bad governance, we can survive without foreign loans. All right. Okay, thank you for watching on the live feed. You can join right now at Nigeria Info Abuja on YouTube and Facebook.
And Lee Mensa says, all the best to the debater. Sunday Adekomi says, great, the debate has generated the climatic condition expected in the round of 16. I'm glad you felt it. Victor Emmanuel says, very sharp girls. I quite agree. Bright from Gariki says, the moderator, Kim, accurate timekeeper, Dickin. I joined late and I almost thought the rebuttal rules had changed, though, for the previous set of debaters. Meanwhile, there's a nice twist to the debate, though. If they can have an interrogation section where they'll be asking questions like lawyers do in court.
Well, you can ask, but you might not get any answers.
Exactly. Bright from Gariki wants to see court case. My lord, may I? You may not. It's not going to happen. I think, Mary from the previous round of it's from here. You're talking about the previous set of debaters. You think Mary is the one for it? Well, kind of like the judges agree with that. But remember, we have an opinion poll put out on X.
Yes, on X at Nigeria Info ABJ. You can go on there to vote who you think should proceed to the next round. Your vote counts, so you want to use it wisely. This time, really important.
Oh, yes, it is. So the judges, I'm sure a returning officer will be here any minute now. Nigeria can develop without foreign loans. And ABBOH Francis Helen gave an argument for that, while ABBOH KEREN EBIOJO countered it with her own solid points. We'll get to find out how they proceed.
Okay, taking a minute for our returning officer to coming through or waiting. Hopefully there's no traffic or congestion or whatever it is, and we can just get through to the result and know who's proceeding to the next round of the debate.
How do you pronounce OG as a name? Og? Ngong?
If it's a short form, OG. But just say OG. I think OG is what it's meant to be. Yes.
Well, if it's meant to be OG, you'd have used uppercase O and G. But when you use uppercase for O and a small G, you give me the impression like that's your name.
Yeah.
All right. Says I've learned a lot. Very interesting debate, he said.
That's good to know.
Good to know. Good to know. All right then. So go on X. I'm on X right now and I'm trying to check out the poll.
Who is leading?
Yep. Let's see.
Ooh, the numbers are increasing actually.
Yep.
That's the right one, yes? Okay.
I doubt it's the right one.
Our returning officer is here in good time as always. Hand you the results.
All right, then. So for the motion, Nigeria can develop without foreign loans that they just debated on. We'll start off with ABBOH Francis Helen from Government Science Secondary School, Piakasa Maitama, who supported the motion. And for her presentation, 8.5 for ABBOH Francis Helen Ebo. 8.5. For her rebuttal, a 5. For her closing, a 7. Her style of presentation earned her 18. And for her diction, she got a 2.5. So in total, 41. ABBOH KEREN EBIOJO, who begged to differ on the motion, got a 3.5 for her presentation. Her rebuttal score, 4.5. Her closing, a 3. Her style of presentation got her... Are those numbers, Ali? Did I look at the numbers up there? Okay, a 12.
Yes.
And addiction, a 2. In total, she got 25. So it means that ABBOH KEREN EBIOJO, you're out of the race for season 2, sadly, while ABBOH Francis Helen from Government Science Secondary School, Piakasa Maitama, gets to the round of 8. Congratulations to you, ABBOH Francis. All right. So there we have it. The first set of the round of 16 done and dusted. We have one more to go through for today. And then we'll get to start to warm up to the round of 8, which starts next week, by the way. It's from now to Thursday on the round of 16. Let's get to find out from the next set of debaters who will proceed to the next round. Thank you very much for being a part of this. And thanks to our supporters and our sponsors, Hamzat Lawal of Connected Development, Follow the Money, 313 Bureau de Change. And we have Kolia Angel, Nigeria Limited.
We have Creative Fingers, Cakes and Bites in Life Camp, Number One Hotel, as well as 3J's Hotel and Apartments.
And Happiness Computers also. And to our judges, Majid
Dahir?
Yep.
Our Chief Judge.
Irene Bangwell, Fidel Castro. We say thank you very much. Let's take a break and we'll be back with the last set for today.
Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ Student Debate Tournament is now in the round of 16. And we're shaking things up. Some of the best losers are back as wildcards. Ready to prove.